It's like they're in this collusion that seems to hate Robyn, and I don't know why. Other than, well, they're jealous.
Hello everyone and welcome to Happily Ever Reality. Today we're talking about Sister Wives Season 19, Episode 12. I've already done one video about this episode. I'll put a link up on the screen here. I'm sort of breaking this into two parts because that's sort of how it feels like this family is broken up. We have Kody and Robyn, and then Janelle and Christine, and Mary's sort of in the middle somewhere. But in this episode, she actually spends time with Kody and Robyn. So in the first video, I talked about those three, and this one I'm talking about Janelle and Christine. When it comes to Janelle and Christine, the first time we really see what's going on in their lives is during Savannah's graduation party. We find out that she is graduating from high school, and Janelle had asked Christine to host the graduation party. And of course, Christine is all about it. She says yes. You know, she's someone who likes to host. She likes family events, so she is all about it. Janelle is there as well as Christine and all of their children. Robyn and Kody are not there. They were not invited. During a confessional, Kody says that he didn't expect to be invited because he isn't in a good place with Christine or Janelle. He fails to mention that he also isn't communicating much with Savannah, and he doesn't have a good relationship with almost all of his children. He just focuses on Christine and Janelle. During a confessional, Kody says that he would like to have a relationship with Savannah. He wants to be in her life. But the problem is that everyone dislikes Robyn, and they would like him to go places. They would love to spend time with their dad, but only if he leaves Robyn at home. Here is a clip of Kody talking about it.
But it's like they're in this collusion that seems to hate Robyn, and I don't know why. Other than, well, they're jealous.
I have to admit, I have said it before here on this channel. I think Kody should spend time with his kids away from Robyn, because I think he needs to work on the relationship on his own without her there. But that's not necessarily because I think Robyn is the problem. I actually think Kody is the problem. And I think he neglected his children and neglected his wives to give all of his attention. He gave all of his attention, all of his time to Robyn and her kids. So it's like a way to show them that you're interested in them and want to spend time with them and want to build that relationship is by doing it away from Robyn and those children. That does not mean they're jealous of Robyn. They're not jealous of her. They don't want to be like her, look like her, none of that. You know, he thinks he has the beautiful wife. So in his mind, they're all probably jealous of her. What I think they're actually jealous of is the relationship. If there's any bit of jealousy there, it's that. I do think those kids probably wish their dad was spending time with them the way he spends his time with Ari and Saul. That doesn't mean they dislike Ari and Saul, but I imagine they wish they got that attention and time that those kids are getting. So I think he is misunderstanding, if there is any jealousy there, he is misunderstanding the way it is. Now, do I think those kids like Robyn? No, I don't. But I don't think it has anything to do with jealousy at all. I just wanted to put my opinion out there. If there is jealousy and they do dislike her, I actually don't think they go hand in hand. I think they dislike her for completely different reasons. So during Kody's confessional, he says the issue is Robyn, and that's why he can't go to family events. But during a confessional with Janelle, she says that is not the case. The issue is actually Kody and the fact that he has bad relationships with like 90% of the family. Here's a clip of Janelle giving her side of the story.
Kody is alienated from 90 to 95% of his children. He is not really wanted at events. He's not coming regardless of who he brings or doesn't bring with him.
So I have to admit, that may have very well been my favorite part of this episode. I hope he watches that. Or if he doesn't watch it, I just hope someone shows him that part of it. He wasn't invited anyway. He's not going to get to go. I'm going to go a step further with this, and you guys can let me know if you agree or disagree. I think if it came down to it, I think if it was you can invite Kody or you can invite Robyn, I think they may be better off inviting Robyn. You know, Christine and Robyn were there together during the birth of McKelty's twins. I mean, was it great? No, but like, what do you expect, right? Everyone was polite. I think Kody would be more likely to just like go off the handle and do something or say something ridiculous, more so than Robyn. I think if you had to take a chance and invite one of them to spend time with the family, even if they don't like Robyn, Kody would be a better bet. And as far as Kody not going to the graduation party, he acts like because he wasn't invited to that, it means he cannot be a part of Savannah's life. You know what he could do? Pick up the phone, give her a call and say, hey, Savannah, we know you graduated and we want to take you out for a really nice dinner. We got a gift for you. We want to celebrate what you've accomplished and celebrate with Robyn and her children and Savannah. If he wanted to do something with her, he could do that. He always uses the mothers as an excuse. And that's all it is. It's an excuse. It's not a real reason to completely fail your kids, but he seems to think it is. I can only assume that's a polygamy thing, but you know what? That's not true. There are parents that do that anyway. Some people just look for excuses not to take care of their kids. That's what it comes down to. And since we're talking about Kody being a flop of a dad, we might as well go ahead and talk about him being a flop of a grandparent. During the episode where they had Gwen's engagement party, we found out that David had done some babysitting for McKelty. And this is brought up there in front of Kody. At the graduation party, we find out that Maddie's kids called David Grandpa David.
They were calling him Grandpa David earlier. Who was calling him Grandpa David?
Axel and Evie.
Axel and Evie.
They call him Grandpa Dave, and I have to go, it's David.
These are the same grandkids that Kody has no relationship with at all. To the point that when Maddie was at Logan's wedding, she made sure the kids didn't go up to Kody and that Kody didn't approach them. She moved her children away from him. He didn't know that Maddie was pregnant again. So Maddie will not let her dad into her children's lives, but in just a few months already feels comfortable with David to the point that she is letting her children meet him and call him Grandpa David. You can sit and say, oh, that must mean David's a great guy, and maybe he is, but I think it says a lot more about how bad of a dad Kody is and how terrible of a grandfather he was. And I remember that episode where Kody said, it's not practical to think that I could be in their lives all the time when they move halfway across the country. I mean, he said something to that effect. I'm like, how hard is it to like FaceTime your grandkids once a week? Send them a Valentine's card, a birthday card, a Halloween card. I only live a few hours away from my mom. When my kids were really little, oh my goodness, my mom would send them the trinkets and candies and little cards. She would decorate the boxes with smiley faces and write Grandma loved you on it. It didn't take no time at all for her to do that. It wasn't even expensive. Like with Amazon, you don't even have to pay shipping to send a small book that says Grandpa loves you. But I mean, I don't expect Kody to do that because he can't even do phone calls. So I just don't know how he manages to make up so many excuses, but he is really, really good at it. During the graduation party, there is a moment where Maddie, Janelle, and Caleb separate themselves from everyone else. They go into another room to discuss buying the property in North Carolina, as well as what is going on with Coyote Pass. And it is absolutely clear that Maddie is very protective over her mother. We know she's that way about her kids, but she is someone who is going to defend her mom as well. You can tell she's worried that Janelle isn't going to get what she deserves from this. Maddie does not trust her dad. It's also clear when Janelle is talking, even though she wants to get what is owed to her, you can see she's very frustrated and wants it over with. I worry a little bit that Kody is intentionally not communicating and dragging some of this out to wear everybody down. He is counting on them just wanting it over with. And I'm worried a little bit that it's working with Janelle. What I think Janelle has going for her, though, is number one, her kids, because they don't want their mom to be treated bad. So even when she is not ready to go up to bat, I think her kids are, and they're going to be very supportive of her sticking up for herself. But I also think in this episode, we saw a real change in Mary. So I don't know when those scenes of Mary were filmed, but between being dropped off in Parowan and saying goodbye to Kody, the trip into England, and then sitting with them and paying her portion of Coyote Pass, I felt like there was a change. And if she pushes for that appraisal, that could really benefit Janelle as well. And I think Mary is still at a good place with Kody. So she's communicating with him more. So it may be better that she is the one pushing for this stuff. And Kody still thinks Mary's really on his side. And honestly, it kind of feels that way a little bit. It might be true. But I mean, maybe that'll work out for Janelle. There was something that I had a few comments about in my last video, and that was Caleb saying he was proud of Janelle. I'm going to put the clip in here.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm excited for you.
I mean, I definitely.
Honestly, I would have completely overlooked that moment if there hadn't been comments about it. It's really great that she has that support from them because she's changing her whole life. She's going out there and doing something that she has never done before. And you know what? She doesn't have to call Kody and ask if he's okay with it and then wait for a family meeting and try to convince everyone that they need to do it. And then possibly be told no. So I'm sure it is scary, but man, it must feel really good to not have to wait around for everyone else. Anyway, back at this graduation party, Christine tries to orchestrate some sort of flash mob dance. You know, the Brown family really likes dancing, so I'm not surprised that they did this. It's a little bit awkward, but it still looks like everyone is having a great time. Savannah is smiling while they're trying to dance and they're throwing flowers at her. Listen, the main thing was that everyone had fun and Savannah felt like everyone was there for her, and that is the feeling I got when I was watching it. I think Savannah seems like a very sweet kid. If I was handing out an award for the sweetest child from the Brown family, I would give that award to Savannah. I'm sure there are plenty of great kids. I mean, there's 18 to choose from, but I do think Janelle's kids specifically seem like a good group. Not that there's anything wrong with the others, but I don't know. I like Janelle's kids. But that is it, you guys. That is most of what we saw from Janelle. Anything else was really her doing confessionals during the parts with Mary, Kody, and Robyn. But that is it. Let me know down in the comments what you thought. If you haven't already, I hope you'll click like and subscribe and come back to Happily Ever Reality.